what is health particularly? Health is a state of complete wellness, okay? So it's not just the physical wellness, but the emotional wellness, spiritual wellness, and every aspect of it. Hello everyone, welcome back to the Gist with Dami. Yay! I'm happy to have 13 subscribers now. Yay! But I want us to make it 100, okay? And I believe that we can do that before the next month, or let me say in 1 month's time. So let's do 100. And how can I achieve that? I can achieve that with your help and with your support, by liking, by sharing, and by subscribing. Okay, if you're just seeing this video for the first time, welcome to the family. This is the Gist with Dami. So my name is Dami, and basically I will be sharing content that has to do with lifestyle, health, family, motherhood, and all those good stuff. So today, I'll be talking about a very important topic, which is the pathway to a healthier you. Yes, a pathway to a healthier you. So for most people, when they come to the hospital, it seems like we repeat almost the same thing to them, and then they don't seem to understand why the whole pattern has to go in that format. But the truth is that if you take into consideration these very important pathways I'll be talking to you about, it's going to save you a lot of stress, not just on a short time base, but also on a long term base. Okay, and that is why I'm taking my time to explain to you what this pathway entails. So basically, they are just like tips to make you healthier. Now, health is wealth, we know that, and without a good health, the truth of the matter is that you would not be able to achieve those goals of yours, right? So it is very important that we are in good health to be able to achieve all those things that we want to achieve. Now, what is health particularly? Health is a state of complete wellness, okay? So it's not just the physical wellness, but the emotional wellness, spiritual wellness, and every aspect of you, right? So it's like a state that is free from disease and infirmity. Not just the absence of disease, because sometimes some people might not be physically sick in terms of having an ailment, however, they're emotionally down. So that does not mean that you're healthy, okay? So every aspect has to be looked into. Your physical well-being, your emotional well-being, even your religious well-being, everything has to be balanced for us to be able to say that this person is healthy. Now, how can you achieve this kind of life in this environment that we have? Okay, so the life is like more stressful. We have to deal with the stress of work. We have to deal with the stress of, just trying to achieve all of the things we want to achieve. And sometimes it seems so overwhelming. But then how can we balance out all this and then still be able to have a good overall outlook on our health? One of my recommended tips is that do not wait until when you are, for example, trying to fit into a dress, you understand, or for example, don't wait until you're trying to get married and look fly before you start considering your health. Your health should be considered daily. Every decision you make, every step you make, it should be channeled towards you becoming a better person in every aspect. I used to be that person that anytime my birthday is coming, I usually try to look my best by exercising, going on a diet or something, just because I'm trying to lose weight and trying to look good for that next age. But then I wasn't able to maintain that consistency for a very long time. I found myself always wanting. But then it got to a point that I understood what this was about. I understood that it doesn't have to be just because I'm trying to achieve this at a particular point in time, but the overall thing should be that I want it to be something that is going to be for life, right? Something sustainable, basically. Now, how can you maintain something sustainable? By being conscious, okay? So for example, early in the morning, I decide to stay hydrated by drinking water. One is going to help me by, going to the toilet easily. Then it flushes my skin. So I don't have to be spending a lot of, money on skincare products and all that, because being hydrated is one of the major keys to a healthier you. It's not just good for your skin, it's also good for your kidney, it's good for your overall well-being. Okay, so I encourage you today, start your day with at least a cup or two of water. My second point is eat healthy. Now, when people talk about healthy living, a lot of us think that it has to do with some very boring eating routine, like eating just leaves and vegetables. But no, it doesn't have to be that. Healthy living could actually be very fun if you just know how to balance everything in the right proportion. Okay, I'm not a vegetarian and I indulge myself in meat, in fish, in chicken, even pastries sometimes. However, I prefer to have my meals healthier. Now, there's a consciousness in me that anytime I'm eating, I have to have a vegetable on my plate. If I'm not having it at that point in time, then before the end of the day, I have to get a vegetable or fruit. It's a normal thing that I've, adopted over time, and it's working for me perfectly. So those are part of the decision that we are talking about, having a balanced diet, basically. And what is a balanced diet? It encompasses the 6 classes of food as we were taught in biology, right? So your carbohydrates should be there, your protein should be there, your minerals should be there, your vitamins should be there. So everything should be balanced in a well and good proportion. I know a lot of people would say that they have to take off maybe carbohydrates off their meal because they don't want to gain weight and all that. But the truth of the matter is that carbohydrate too has its advantages, right? It helps you to have good energy for the day. So when you take it off, you might not be able to sustain your energy level. So everything has to be in the right proportion and of course in good moderation. Another very important aspect that we need to look into is our behavior, our habits, right? So what are your habits? Some of the not so good habits is, for example, not sleeping early. Do you understand? Like sleeping very late into the night, probably because you're watching a movie or you're doing one activity or the other, and then you're not able to get qualitative sleep. So you just basically sleep and you have like 2 hours sleep or 3 hours sleep or 4 hours sleep. Or you're a busy father, you come back home, you come back from work very late and then you have to wake up very early and then you are off. So you don't really have time for your body to, to refresh itself by sleep. And sleep is very, very important. So this might sound like, what's a big deal? But it's a lot. It makes a lot of difference when you take care of yourself in this aspect. You're supposed to get at least 6 to 8 hours of sleep. Some people say 7 to 9 hours of sleep per night. So if you're not getting up to 6 hours, then you are nowhere close to having a quality sleep, which is very important for your overall well-being. For teenagers, some people will say that they have skin breakdown. Do you understand? They have skin breakdown, they're having acne, and they're having some other hormonal issues or imbalance. All this can be controlled if your diet is right. Your sleep, your hydration, your balanced diet. Now, I want to quickly talk about some of our sexual orientations too, okay? Because in your overall well-being, you also want to care much about your sexual health and your sexual life, okay? So having, for example, multiple sexual partners and involving yourself in some bad practices like sharing sharps, IV drug use, the long and the short term is that it could lead to some infections that you're not ready for, or some life conditions that could really be life-threatening or chronic in the term that you have to manage it for life. So it's better for us to have a better orientation. Even if you want to engage in the sexual act, we recommend that you use protection, you stay with one partner, and then you're faithful. Another lifestyle that a lot of people engage in that lead them into some conditions that they don't want to be in is alcohol. alcohol and smoking, like these two, they go hand in hand. And I feel like it's on the high, probably because of, the rate of depression and whatnot. People are like trying to cope. Some people use this as a coping mechanism for a lot of happenings in their lives. But the truth of the matter is that a lot of disease, like I can't even count how many, they are associated with either the chronic use of this alcohol and smoking, or even some use of it. The fatty liver disease, the hypertension, even different cancer. So I recommend that you stay off this. Water still remains the safest and the healthiest drink you can ever go for. Another very important thing is your exercise. Now, exercise is something that could be scary to a lot of people because they feel that I don't have the time to go to the gym, or I just don't have the time for exercise. But exercise doesn't necessarily has to be done in the gym. And you don't have to create a special time, quote and unquote, for exercise. Your daily activities, you could make it in such a way that your exercises are embedded in it. So what do I mean, for example? So take, for example, I am working in the hospital and I have to see a lot of patients and I just have to sit down, right? I have to sit down for like 2 hours, I have to sit down for like 3 hours. But instead of just sitting down all through the 3 hours or the 2 hours, what I can do to incorporate the exercise into my life is to ensure that at different frequencies, maybe after 30 minutes, I take a walk. I walk around, maybe to go take a case note or something. So by so doing, I am physically active. So the main thing that we are trying to avoid is you having a sedentary lifestyle that is just about you sitting down in one place and no physical activities at all. So even if you cannot go very rigorous, at least have physical activities. Another way some people can get good exercises at work without even knowing that they are getting it is substitute the use of lifts for the use of stairs. Okay, so when you climb your stairs, you're exercising your muscles. The muscles in your leg is working. You see that you are pounding, your heart is beating well. So instead of you using lifts, you can substitute it with the use of stairs. This is another way of you exercising without even you knowing that you're really exercising, right? And another thing is that, yes, sometimes it doesn't even have to be that the whole rigorous thing. When people think of exercise, they think it's something that it has to be something that they don't like. What about you taking something that you like, turning your hobby into exercise? For example, a lot of women love to dance, okay? So if you can create 10 or 20 minutes in a day and then you just dance, you dance to your favorite music and you just shake your body, guess what? You're exercising. Say, for example, you like to play football as a guy. Guess what? That could be your exercise. Or you like to swim. Guess what? That could be another source of exercise. So you can turn your hobbies and what you like into your exercise. And guess what? You're healthier, right? The last but not the least that I'll be talking about is taking your mental health seriously. So yes, as I said, health is not just a state of physical well-being, but emotional and psychological well-being. So your mental state of health has to be very good, okay? So this is a lot. It's very broad. So the kind of energy you entertain around you will determine how your outlook to things is going to be in general. So one, stay positive. Surround yourself with positive-minded people. Try as much as possible to engage yourself in activities that you love. It doesn't have to be everything that has to involve you spending money, but maybe just going out, maybe just visiting a friend, visiting a family, or being in the gathering that you enjoy. Okay, so this is going to help you with your mental health. It's going to help you to be sane. Okay, now before I will call this, or before I round up on this video, I want you to know that the healthier pathway is achievable, is attainable, and it takes the little steps, Okay, so you might not be able to achieve all those things that I've said in a day or in a sitting, but just take it one step after another. Okay, let me give you a little background story to what I usually do in the past. Aside the me trying to lose weight when my birthday is coming, there was also a point in my life that I was literally counting all the calories in my food. But guess what? I'm not doing that till now, because for me that is not achievable. However, I could just look at my food and have an idea that, okay, I have a good portion of carbohydrate, of protein, of vitamins and minerals, of fat and water. And then guess what? I am healthier now. So healthy living is attainable, healthy living is achievable, and it requires the little things you change on every single day, and then the consciousness of your health as a whole on the long term. This is not just a short-term thing, but also on the long term. So I want you to consider this. If you find this video very informative and educative, I would love to hear it in the comment section. And I would also like for you to share this video. I would also want you to subscribe if you haven't done so, because of the values which you've gained from this. And I would love to see you in my next. Do have a nice day. Ciao.